To Start Building Me, my nightly and or daily concept that you have to train every day. Training is mandatory, folks, but you've got to slap that fitness industry garbage out of your mind, shove it aside. It's all outdated and garbage. You're not here to take some elixir and train your living behind off to look like a Barbie doll or some himbo. All you're trying to do when you're training, if you don't train at all, is train the bare minimum to get your brain juices flowing, folks. It's been recommended that about 35 minutes of intermediate exercise a day is required for your brain to have its optimum performance, at least, right? So if you do this routine plus a few walks around, walk up to the supermarket back, walk up to the pub, whatever it is that you can do, even if you're doing something bad, you can walk there. And try to get a little bit of heart rate increase, heart rate decrease. It also in turn increases your blood pressure temporarily and lets it sink down. It stretches all your blood vessels. It's all good things, folks. So what I try to do is get people in here to do some training in two basic exercises that I do, one being squats and the other being push-ups. There are variations of them in case you cannot do the strict version of them. There's plenty of different alternative versions, which is exactly why I included this yellow box today. It's taken me a long time to find this box, folks. I've used inferior boxes, and as you can see, I try to color code everything at Start Building Me here, so that's why I got this orange box. It did not come as cheap as I wished, but nonetheless it will serve its purpose. I always talk about box squats, now I can demonstrate box squats. So I'm going to keep it pretty short today, folks, because it's Saturday and I'm going to go and watch a movie. I'm going to drive my VW Beetle up and get some pizza and some non-sugared soft drink. Lemon lime bitters, which is my favorite one. It's good. As somebody who hasn't had a drink in 1 year and 1 month and 29 days, yes, 29 days. It's the next best thing, folks. So look, like and subscribe, whatever platform you're on. I would recommend people use YouTube or use Twitch. I've got a multi-stream function on here, but I usually just look at the Twitch chat feed, folks. So come and ask questions. Evening, Jazz, good to see you. Ask any questions, but as Jazz will let you know, be specific, because if not, I will ramble on forever. But as you can see, Jazz, and people who are watching, I've got my fantastic new Start Building Me box. Now, the reason I brought it is because I've talked about it for years and want to demonstrate what a box squat is. So you're used to sitting down, like that, standing up, off the edge of the bed, whatever it is. This is what the box squat is. But instead of sitting down and deloading all your weight off your legs and onto your butt effectively, what you want to do with a chair underneath you, corner of your bed, wherever you are now, you can probably find something, windowsill, close the window, for the love of God, I don't want a lawsuit, folks. And stand up next to it, sit down, and just as your butt touches, you're going to be standing back up, right? So you're not going to go doop and sit down and chill out, not yet, 10 minutes. 10, 15 minutes today, folks, that's it. I'm going to be in and out of here, folks, just like the Dr. Dre skit on the car bomb. I'm going to be in and out of this. Hang on. God, knucklehead dogs. No, back off. So of course that was just my dogs. I was like, there was such a loud bang coming from the living room just then, folks. I was like, that's got to be somebody breaking in. No, it was just two knucklehead pups that slammed up against the wall brawling. So, sit down, touch your butt, stand back up. Touch your butt on whatever you're sitting down, not touch your butt, that would be cheating, right? So I'll show you from the side. different angle, sit down, just as you touch back up. So it's just a good guide if you're not used to squatting, you're not sure how deep to go. That's actually past, oh no it's not, that's about right. So that's how this box squat is built for me, basically. And all it does is tell you, by a bit of a reinforcement telling you where to stop and go back up. So it's just a simple way to reinforce your depth, and it will make you able to improve your technique. That's why box squats are really good. I thoroughly enjoy it, and I might use it every night just as a good gauge, because one, matches color wise. Like I said, this is a very important thing, is about the aesthetics here in the Start Building Me virtual studio of Maroubra, New South Wales. But it's a good range finder as well. It's like, you know, floor to ceiling ball or something like that. This is a good range finder for your butt to find the depth of the squat that you're trying to do. And it just rules out one thing that you have to think about. And my black hat disappears as well. Maybe, oh no, yeah it does. That's annoying. I'm gonna have to find a hat that doesn't disappear. I'm guessing it will be yellow, because it doesn't look like yellow is affected by this stuff. Very odd. Anyway, do a few of those. I'm going to do 20, and that's it today, because like I said, just for the fact you came, give yourself a pat on the back. That's what I'm trying to show folks. Get the blood pumping a bit. Go back, watch TV, go play video games, hang out with your wife, your girlfriend, your family, your mum, your dogs like me, and chill out. So let's start with 1, 2, 3, and I won't count, 4. Oh. I just did the lawn mowing, so my legs are pretty tired. I put the mulcher on, so you have to go over it a few times to make sure there's not a ton of grass left behind. And it was 35 degrees and 40% relative humidity in Townsville today, so not that pleasant. But I got it done. Pat on the back. Had to come in. Got to keep my oath to do this every day, unless, of course, I'm getting scanned, which is virtually never, folks. Prerequisite. Sorry. I think I got too much sun today, folks. My brain isn't working. So anyway. What my brain never loses energy for is to explain a squat. Sit back into your heels, arms can come out as a counterbalance. If not, you can just do like a prayer, sort of like that. Just cross your hands and sit down and do a squat. And just by doing 10 or 20 of these, folks, if nothing else, you're putting your joints through the range of motion, through the range of movement that they're supposed to be doing, getting that blood pumping, flowing around, and you're done, right? So you've done that a few times, you are sitting pretty. Now, I'm going to do a few push-ups. I can put the Start Building Me box away, and maybe to balance it out, I can put the kettlebell back here. So that looks a little bit better. Now, do I have my bottom camera on? I do not. So you can get down on your hands and knees and pray. So, if you can't do push-ups, there are perfectly acceptable alternative versions to push-ups. Off your knees, for instance. Fine. Even if you don't have that ability to walk out from your knees like that, you can just keep it more like a right angle like that. Dip in. If you can't really do any motion, just lean out a bit over your hands and you'll feel a bit of tension over your wrists, in your shoulders, forearms. And by doing that alone, folks, you are pumping blood into your muscles. You do not have to do strict push-ups. We are starting to build us. We don't have to do these exercises yet. That's my whole point. My whole point is to get you proficient at these simple compound movements. And then, folks, the world is your oyster. And I really mean that, because mate, it's kicking off in my living room. I think Keith has had enough of the big dogs, SHIT. Anyway, hopefully no stitches are needed. So, as a proof of concept, I have no qualms doing push-ups off my hands, because folks, when you do them, you will feel the blood going into your arms, you'll feel it going through your hands. Spread your fingers so you'll feel that tactility, that dexterity with your sort of sending the signals through to your brain that you're going to be doing something heavy. And folks, I put it to you right now that just by doing these off my knees, I am getting a cardiovascular exercise. I'm doing it more than 90 seconds. I'm getting the blood pumping. It's making me breathe. It's making me sweat. It is still a push-up, right? And if you haven't been able to do a push-up for a while, maybe you can do a plank. So you've probably seen people do this at a gym, at a school, something to that effect. Tension in your butt, keeping yourself straight. That's another exercise that you can do to warm up to push-ups, right? But if you're not there yet, it doesn't matter. That's why it is Start Building Me and not Advance Me or turn me into a professional athlete. This is just getting you into the habit of doing some simple drills and then going back to your day with the notion that you've done a little bit of exercise, because I put it to you that over time that will snowball and you'll be able to do more. And not only will you be able to do more, you want to do more. So that's what I have noticed with me in the past. I've gotten out of hospital. I can't walk. I'm in a wheelchair. It's painful to get from bed to the wheelchair, so you don't want to do anything. After a while, you get sick of doing nothing and you want to do something. And so you will oh man, those dogs. Well, it's good that I'm doing a short session, because it looks like a certain two hounds need a tune-up. And by tune-up, I mean not give them a roast dinner, folks. Not talking about any physical abuse. These dogs own me. Like the Simpsons quote, like Siegfried owns Roy. I'm not sure if Roy's still alive, so... That's not funny. Anyway, I'm going to do... As you can see, I get easily distracted when things like my hound's volume clipping stuff go out of control, and I was only going to come in for 10 minutes, and it's already 12 minutes. So I'm going to do 10 more push-ups off my hands, folks, and get back to your weekend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why did I come and do a short session anyway, folks? I was knackered. I was sweating after doing all the lawn mowing, and I just thought it's just 10 minutes, and I was going to set it for 10 minutes or 15 minutes and just do a quick one to prove that even for me, just doing a little bit, good practice in front of the camera, saying g'day to mates, and you've done something, right? You've done something as opposed to nothing. Like, just think of that philosophically. Just by being here, just by doing a few squats and push-ups, you have done something. That's awesome. In a world where people sit in front of phones all day doing nothing, you've done something. So pat yourself on the back. You've done some exercise. Get out of here. So am I. To give my dogs a tune-up. Have a good night, folks. Take it easy.